Little Gay Talk Show, Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
Welcome to another episode of That Little Gay Talk Show. We are talking from Menil Park in Houston, Texas.
Hello, this is your co-host Julio Briseño.
And I'm Joel Tatum. And it's a beautiful day in Houston after rough winter weather the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's been super rough.
We were down to the 30s here in Houston, and for us, that's cold.
Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like last year. Last year was apocalyptic.
Do you mean when we lost power for 2 weeks in the whole state of Texas?
Yes, the whole state of Texas.
And the governor tried to go to Cancun in the middle of it?
No, that wasn't the governor. That was Ted Cruz.
He's not a governor? What is he?
He's like the senator from Sugar Land or
that
something.
bitch is up there somewhere in the ladder.
And we will know if the weather gets like really...
What was his excuse? Do you remember what it was? It was like...
because his daughter wanted to... He blamed it on his daughter.
And the daughter had nothing.
And the daughter's like, don't put me there. Do not put me there. So he went... And then he said it was the dog, girl. Then he said it was the dog. I said, you just coming up with all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah, that part.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Ted Cruz. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Okay, right, that part.
I'm not sorry.
Take it as that. Joel. Oh, what did Randy call it? Coronavirus.
No, we've been dealing with an upper respiratory infection for the last...
And now you tell me, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Girl,
it's viral, which means that it's not spreadable, so you'll be fine.
Not catch what you're catching.
Okay, if it were bacterial, you and I would...
I want it to be this season's virus, not last season. I want that new Omicron. Okay, I don't want that last year's Delta bullshit. I want that new.
Girl, nobody wants the new. I don't even want the new. What's wrong with you, girl?
So if I'm gonna catch it, I want what's in style right now. Yeah, what's cool with the kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's a new variant coming out here shortly, so you can get that one.
I'm gonna be the first one on the list, and when it drops, I'm gonna be there at the front of the line.
Yeah, exactly. So
that part.
You go on with your whatever they're gonna name it in the what is it? The Roman alphabet.
Julio Cron is what we're gonna name her.
We're gonna name her Julio Cron.
Julio Cron.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, this bitch out here trying to put us back in quarantine.
But we're going to be famous, though.
Yeah, exactly.
The podcast will finally get off the ground. We'll get listeners by the millions. It was that part.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, it's such a lovely day that we decided to take the studio on the road.
Honestly, we're doing something new and something different, which I really, really love. Mm-hmm. This is like, I was low-key nervous, I'm not going to lie. This is, and the reason by the way, we chose this particular location by the trees to kind of block some of the view for now, because Joel was telling me that his experience in the past was that he's had people walk up to him and say, I don't want to be on camera, I don't want to be recorded. And so, taking precaution, we're like, all right, let's do it right here in front of the trees so nobody gets their butt hurt, and then...
Yeah, nobody gets their butt hurt, and
worst case scenario, they can hide from us.
Exactly.
But if we notice that nobody fucks with us today, we might come back next week and then give y'all more of an angle, maybe a different point of view. Because we're those girls, and what you're not going to do is stop us from succeeding, stop us from rising. I'm not done, Joel. I'm not done.
Oh, good Lord. Here
I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you finish.
No, go ahead. You on a rant, girl. Once that voice comes out, I just go, you know
Wrong, Sway. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the... You ain't got the answers.
Girl.
What's up? Talk to me, girls.
Okay. Can I now?
You are allowed. What's up, boo?
Like I said, it's such a lovely day. We're going to have to get back in the studio because you have to do the green screen and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have to do a studio episode.
I like that some of our new office space is outdoors. I love this shit. Like being outside, being in the car. So don't be surprised if we kind of toggle the episodes where like we might do a green screen episode, we might do an outdoor episode. A lot of this is like experimentation on the go. We're both learning we're learning. We have to buy cords, we have to buy certain equipment. We actually went and got these chairs right before. I just want to thank Academy for not sponsoring this video, but for selling me this chair. Thank you, Academy.
At a reasonable price?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Even with inflation the way it is right now?
Girl.
Inflation, girl.
It sure was. Inflated, supplied and demand. I love how people are driving by, they're like, what are those two faggots doing? Or fagoots, better said. Those fagoots.
She said the F word, y'all.
I did. I'm sorry if I offended some of y'all.
But it's our word, so we can say it.
It is. I take power in that word.
Yeah,
I don't let
it's
that
our
word affect me. I'm one of those people that believe that if you take a word and you use it constantly, even if it's offensive, you take the power away from it. Ooh, there's a daddy running. We need the other camera to point what we see. I didn't even think about that. I could technically still set it up.
We know because
people are sensitive when you record.
People in Houston are sensitive about being on camera, y'all.
Well, next time I'm gonna put a camera regardless, so in case we do cutaway footage. Oh, look what I'm looking at.
Well, if you could...
Worst case scenario, I got my phone, so if I need to show y'all something really bad, I'd be like, look, girls.
If you could do it while blurring their faces.
That too. That's a lot of work, though. I haven't learned that part of videography yet. That's a lot of work, mamas. Joel, how was your week, sweetheart?
It's been a little stressful.
Girl, when I showed up to your apartment today, she was tense.
She was tense. She was tense because, one, the apartment was a mess and I did not have time to clean up.
And the one time I showed up super early.
Yeah. And this bitch showed up 30
Normally
minutes
I'm
early.
on time. Usually I'm around 2 something.
Around 2. Last week you came in around 2:30, which I was I was okay with that.
Yeah, because lately I've been booking my hair appointments right before the show. And so as soon as I leave there, I come directly to your apartment and I get there by 2. Normally I would get there before on time. Lately, every 3 weeks, I get there a little bit late. So yeah.
Which, like I said... Not a bother to me because I'm usually off the whole day, so you can get here at 4. We can do the show. I'm okay with it. So it doesn't bother me in the least, but I know that you have stuff to do.
Hell yeah.
Look at the dog. You got a man to see.
Hi, y'all.
Speaking of which, how's that going?
Good. Everything's good there. Everything's fun. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Ooh, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I'm so ready for that.
I'm so going to be working.
This year, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. Every year before this relationship, I just looked at it as it's just a holiday to me. I guess I look at it from a different point where if it's just a holiday and I'm not celebrating, that's cool. I move along. I don't let it get to me. I don't get sad or depressed. I'm just it's just a holiday.
Oh, no. I don't have...
But if I'm celebrating with somebody, then yes, it's special, and I love that feeling.
I don't understand how single people, and I'm going to say gay and straight...
Bitch, speak for them. Go ahead.
Single people just get all verklempt when Valentine's Day rolls around.
They do.
Honey, to me, that's
not
just...
that serious.
Honey, I actually pick up that day to work. I'm at work. I'm trying to make that money.
You make some money on Valentine's Day.
You can't. If you're working in the service industry, it's time to make that money because I ain't got time to sit at home and mope. I have never been a moper. I
like your style, by the way.
I've never been a moper, and I've never been one to sit around and worry about Valentine's Day because I'll go out and buy some chocolate for myself and sit at home and watch something non-romantic.
Porn.
Like
porn.
Like porn or super action movies. I try to combine the two because I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Porn and action movies. Action porn. I
miss the days. I miss the days when porn involved some level of acting. Instead of going straight into it like it is now.
Now it's porn.
Now it's like
you took those roles seriously, did you?
Back in the day, it's like they had characters. They had scenes.
They put a little more creativity into it.
They put a little creativity
now
into
they
it.
Just get straight to the point.
Now it's like, here's my dick. Let's do this.
Oh my God,
okay.
Take one of your pictures, yelling dick, porn out loud in public. I'm going to need you to uncover one ear so you can hear yourself yell this out. Oh my God, secondhand embarrassment.
Oh my God.
Take one ear off. Take one ear off.
Okay. If y'all look around.
Because she's shouting to the gods.
Okay. So
she's like, porn
and
dick.
You know what I wish?
And I'm going to combine the two. And I was like,
I wish you had one of those cameras that remotely could just scan around. Because I would want people to see that there's not that many people around.
Not right now. When we got here, there were a few people doing picnics and stuff like that and reading. And I told Joel, let's pick an area where we're not disturbing most of the people. We're a little spread out right now.
So we're a little spread out. So
You're always spread out, mama.
And I'm sorry.
Valentine's Day or not.
I'm sorry. If your sensibilities...
Don't be sorry for being spread out. That's just who you are.
Exactly. And if your sensibilities are that upset about me using the words dick and porn...
Stop yelling that shit.
Okay, you know what?
Don't make us shut
Don't be an adult.
They'll make us shut it down if we're being obscene and things like that. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
Like somebody's going, excuse me, sir, we need you to turn it down, turn it off.
Being obscene is if I came out here in shorts. Now that's obscene. Okay.
Just you being out here in general is obscene.
So
let's start there.
So
we have a whole ass cord going towards my car because my car is powering this thing up right now. My car is our power station. Eventually, we will invest in a proper power bank. But this is what you're gonna get for now, sweetie.
Well, it's about ingenuity. You just use what you got.
So tell me, how was the rest of your week? What Tell them what happened when I showed up to your apartment. What are you willing to tell people about that?
Not in detail.
No details, of course.
Not in detail.
Summarize
but
it.
all I'm going to summarize is that don't get involved with people who have baby mama drama.
Period.
Just don't do it. Just don't. And you know what? This is a couple who I'm not
right naming.
No, sexually interested in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The last time I dated someone who had baby mama drama, that I shut that down real quick. I don't know how you feel. I don't know how you feel. I mean, how you feel about maybe in the future?
What's that?
Wanting to have kids?
I'm open to it. Kids? I'm open to it. I'm not pro or against. I'm not pro or con about it. I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. Mm-hmm. Not against it.
But I'm not. Okay, so I'm not the one for kids.
Yeah. You've made that clear several times.
If y'all have not heard it before, y'all gonna hear it again.
Yeah.
I am not the one for kids.
How you doing? Hello.
So I'm not gonna go out of my. Now I understand, especially when you date bisexual men, and they have ex-girlfriend or what have you. I can deal with ex-girlfriend drama. I cannot deal with baby mama drama because baby mama is not calling me at the. Baby mama has called me at the house before. Yes, ma'am, has called me at the house before. How does baby
mama have so much access to you?
Exactly.
I swear to God. Does she have your number? Are y'all besties like that?
I swear to God, women know how to use social media better than men.
You think?
They will
not better than
find
the gays. Not better than the gays, though. The gays are quicker, mama.
Mm-hmm. They will find you. A determined woman will find you.
I have a friend that does hoe facts. Like Carfax for cars, but he does them for hoes. Mm-hmm. Like if you call him up and say, "Hey, look, what do you know about this person?" and he'll give you a hoe fax. He'll go, "This person, blah blah blah. Their ex was so and so. This is." And this is a person who's worked in the industry long enough to see these people in and out and know what to keep up with their drama. So he's entertained by it.
I would be entertained to see what my whole fax says.
Oh, girl.
Honestly, I don't think it'll say much.
And this bitch will get on your social. He will look at your shit and read the fuck out of me. Like,
okay, well, he ain't gonna say this because I don't really post a lot of stuff about my personal.
Yeah, I don't.
Personal business.
That's one thing I don't do either. I try to not post much of my private life, like intimate shit. I just don't get it. To me, I don't care for it. My personal private, I don't care too much for it.
You know what? I have learned that people overshare a little too much.
I do agree with that
on social media.
I agree.
There was y'all know I'm obsessed with TikTok right now. TikTok is my obsession for right
You're
now.
Welcome.
I'll move on to something else later on, but right now TikTok is my obsession.
Yeah.
So I'm watching a video where this woman is talking about that she went on Tinder and she met a nice man and they did the do, and then she found out that was her father.
Ooh, the nasty.
And and then there was a Stitch video added to it saying, "Mama, no, take it to the grave.
God.
There are some things you don't need to be talking about on social media.
Okay,
take it with you to the grave.
That part you don't share too. And one thing is, if you didn't know, okay, you're released from all faults and all guilt.
Well, she found out later. It's just not like she knew that.
That part is where and then
she
what
found
did she
out
do
later.
afterwards? Did she keep it going?
She didn't really go into detail about it because the video got interrupted with people going, "Girl, take that with you to the grave. Don't be sharing that."
Here, I'm gonna open this one because you're yelling, mama.
Okay, do not be sharing, girl. You shared. I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. People overshare.
Yeah,
a little too much on social media.
They do,
and sometimes secrets need to be
kept to oneself. That part.
I don't think people know what secrets are anymore.
No, they don't.
Because we spend so much time oversharing all of our personal business. We'll talk about our family. We'll talk about...
Some people feel that comfortable to go on social media and just put their shit out. And I'm like, why? Why?
I put just enough out there just to let people know that, I'm alive.
That.
Two, I have thoughts, so I might put those thoughts out there, especially on TikTok. But for the most part, you don't need to know who I'm dating, who I'm hanging out with, where I'm going.
Girl.
Sometimes, if I'm going on trips or something, I might share, leaving Houston to go to whatchamacallit.
Yeah. Sure.
And, you want to share some cute little pictures about all the stuff you saw and everything else. but I don't think I need to share.
No, you don't. It's just I think that what's happened too with social media is people have been conditioned, and it's kind of like a monkey see, monkey do. They see their favorite celebrity do it. They see important, famous people do that as that thing, so they mimic what their celebrities do. And I'm not faulting them. I'm not judging them. Hey, to each your own. If you want to share, mama, please share your heart out. Show us your butthole. I don't give a fuck.
Please don't.
Just respect other people's choice, whether they like to be very public about their life or they just want to be keeping it simple and private. I'm one of those simple and private people. Like, I don't like to post unless I have to, especially with my private life. I don't. I've learned, especially working in the neighborhood, that you just don't put your business out there because it comes back full circle. And by the time it comes back to you, it's like a whole different version of what you originally started telling people.
And I think what a lot of people are discovering, because people are using social media to reach people's jobs now.
Oh, God, yes.
Yes, they are reaching. And a lot of them are doing good work out there. Good work.
God's
good for
work.
You. A lot of them are doing God's work. But on the same token, when you do God's work, you know the devil's going to walk on in.
Period.
So, some people also use it for evil.
Yes, they do.
So they will look for your job, and they will sit they will tell your job that you're doing this and that and blah, 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 blah. And
he was at a park doing a podcast. So he should have been at home doing a podcast. Okay, girl, let me live. And I look at it this way, too. It's like, unless you're paying their bills, unless you are somehow, it directly affects you directly. One way, monetary, personal, emotionally. Like, if you're that invested, like, girl, don't worry about what other people do with their lives. One thing is if they're your friends. One thing is they are, like, a lover or something. Then you can give an opinion and whatnot. But if they're still proceeding on with their bullshit, let them. You really can't stop somebody.
And I think nothing is worse than finding out that the person you've been working with for quite some time is super racist. And then you find out through social media because somebody says something.
Damn, that's the worst.
Nothing
but I'm not surprised either.
Nothing is. You know in the back of your head that he is a little racist. But then when you see their videos and you're like, oh my God.
Oh, that bitch is
Oh
racist.
my God. No, this bitch got to go.
I was watching Cheer on Netflix because they got me into that show. At first I was very standoffish. We're like, what the fuck are we watching a show about cheerleading and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, girl, I'm at season 2, episode 5 at this point, talking about what Jerry did what to who. I think it's episode 5. This last episode talked about that, where this kid was involved in the cheer community. He was very loved, very positive attitude, and then because of the show, he became somewhat of a celebrity through that show. He started getting booked and getting gigs and hosting things and being part of important events. Oh, is that an unknown caller?
No.
I was about to answer the phone, girl.
No.
I was about to be like, hello?
No, I'm just making sure I turn off my
ringer.
Ringer.
Come to find out, Jerry being involved in this, and mind you, the cheerleading world is a very young sport, and there's a lot of kids involved in that sport, besides the adults. So some of these adults tend to be around children all the time, and so apparently Jerry, because of his success, and I'm going based on what I saw on Netflix, so if y'all trying to sue me, don't, because we don't have money yet for the show. Wait like a few seasons when the shit picks up.
It's not about don't come for us. I mean, we have said
all
this
of this
before.
is allegedly.
We get shit wrong.
Allegedly.
We get shit wrong almost all the time. Just let it go.
But come to find out, Jerry was using Snapchat to talk to 13-year-old boys and demanding butthole pictures and so essentially soliciting a minor is what he was doing. But those weren't the only kids that he did that to. He did that to several kids that looked up to him as a role model. And so he would see, oh, you're cute, you're pretty, send me your butthole pics. Oh, let me meet me in the restroom and whatnot. And so he would try to actually actively hook up with these 13-year-olds. I'm like, bro, you're a grown-ass man, which, from my perspective, you're a grown-ass man. You're a little popular celebrity within your own little industry. You could have, you know how many hot cheerleaders there are in that world? That you could have got some better dick than a 13-year-old. Come the fuck on.
That's true. Try to go to college level.
He was actually at college level. So the show is based on a college called Navarro College, and they're one of the best programs for cheerleading in the nation. And so that's where the show picked up. Season 1 is they kind of showcased the college and what the kids did. And then when season 2 came around, the kids, and that was around pandemic time. So the show eventually got picked up wind, became very popular in the news. It became just popular all over. So the kids became famous in their own rights. And so, well, girl, who you staring at? The runner?
I'm not staring at anybody. I'm looking at you.
Bitch, what's over there? I'm over here. I'm over here, mamas.
But you know what? That's not the first instance. You have to remember, This happened with girls gymnastics.
Yeah.
This has happened in men's sports. That just came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
So all this stuff is coming out. And this stuff had been going on in women's gymnastics and men's basketball 20 years.
Sheesh.
20 years.
Now, they also showed on the episode of Cheer how they were trying to bring this about to the attention of the proper authorities, the proper, especially through the national.
They have a federation or
so they were bringing it up,
governing body, don't they?
So they were bringing it up to the government bodies, but then they kind of kept brushing it under the rug. Because they know that shit exists in their own world. Because what was explained in the show was like, this is one of those sports where you have young and old competing at the same levels. And so sometimes you have scenarios where, this older guy is training this young lady and then things happen. And then she's too young to even know what's going on or innocent to realize that he's using her or vice versa. Sometimes these kids are using the adults and it's like, shit.
I don't know any scenario where a kid is using an adult.
Well, it may not be
like a sexual.
Probably like an older, less than 18 kid, like 16 and older. They were a little more smarter. They got they're trying to get ahead of the program or something. I'm assuming, I'm throwing out scenarios out there. I'm not in that world, so I don't fucking know.
There is no excuse as an adult.
Oh, I agreed, 100%.
Even if a kid is trying something, there is no excuse as an adult for you to give in.
That part.
None.
That part.
Zero zip nada.
So that's what the Jerry's thing came on Cheer, and bitch, that was an eye opener. That was crazy. They interviewed the kids that were involved, and I was surprised. I was surprised at because that shit's traumatizing. People are watching that all over the world. Like they're gonna get bullied at school. They're gonna be harassed for that, even though they were the victims. And unfortunately, we live in an era where that shit,
where victim shaming is the thing.
Yeah, it really is. People get canceled like that.
You know what? Like I said, this has been going on in sports
for the longest,
for quite some time. This all started with Sandusky,
especially professional sports.
This has been going on since University of Pennsylvania, Sandusky. That whole thing.
I don't know
where he was the coach, and everybody knew.
Oh wow!
Everybody knew.
Girl, why are you yelling?
He was one of the greatest. He was considered one of the greatest coaches in college history.
Oh, look at
but everybody on his staff, the kids knew.
Wow.
The college kids knew. Everybody knew, and nobody said. And it went on for 20 years.
What was he doing?
Oh, he was molesting young boys in the showers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was molesting young boys in the showers.
Oh God.
And I think it was another assistant coach as well.
Yeah.
He ended up dying. The assistant coach ended up in jail for 40, 50 years.
Let's switch conversations. Can we switch conversations?
Yeah,
I hate talking about
let me
shit.
just finish this one out.
Please.
Though. But they even had a statue of him up. They took down a statue.
I hope so.
They took him off the record books.
Thank you.
His life was destroyed.
Of course.
His family's life, because he passed away. He got off scot-free.
Oh, motherfucker.
So his family is ending up paying the price.
Bro. Now, let's transition, because this is a big topic. The Queen. So completely switching conversations and talking about celebrity news. Because I want to get the fuck off that predatory subject and shit like that. That's just disgusting. And it makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to talk about it. Bitch, Rihanna is pregnant. Did you see that?
You said the Queen. I'm like...
She is a queen. Not the Queen of England. Not the Queen...
Because you transitioned to the Queen, and I'm like, are we going to talk about the Queen?
So you're not telling me she's not royalty? Is that what you're saying, Joel?
I'm just saying.
Who do you think you are?
Okay, first of all...
Who do you think you are calling her not the Queen?
I guess we're not ever going to get another
album.
You
lint liquor.
I guess we're never going to get another album from her ever again.
Girl, I don't think so. I really don't. You know, speaking of not getting an album, we finally got one from Nicki Minaj. Well, we getting singles that she's releasing. She is dropping an album. And already, right off the bat, bitch, like, the internet was so thirsty for her to come back. And she realized, like, damn, I didn't realize y'all wanted me to be back that soon. But she experienced motherhood in the process. She took time out to live her life and just kind of, like, take a break from it and then come back to it now.
Y'all going to come for me, and that's fine. Me and Nicki don't get along.
Okay.
That's she and I don't see eye to eye.
She don't like you anyways.
I'm more of a Cardi B, and she can come for me too. That's fine. But I'm more of a Cardi B.
I just want to let the Barbs know, which is the fan club of Nicki, that whatever he says are his opinions. They do not reflect mine. So when you do come for one of us, make sure it's him and not me.
She said, "Here, there you go."
That's all him, baby. Crucify him. Do what you gotta do. I know how y'all work. The Barbs don't play, bitch.
Okay, look, let me tell you something. I'm not even worried about Nicki Minaj's fans. I'm sure they have a name, and I don't care.
The Barbs. They're called the Barbs,
They're
respectfully.
called the Barbs?
Yes.
That's what they're called?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not even worried about the Barbs. If there's one fan base you don't go after, it's the Bays. You do not.
Who's the Bays?
Beyonce. You do not go after Beyonce, honey.
I think they're called the Bays?
No, they're called the, what are they?
The
Beehive. The Beehive.
The Beehive, yeah.
The Bayhive or the Beehive, whatever.
Beehive, honey, get it right. Once again, Beehive,
no.
Barbs, if you're listening, if you're any of y'all are out there paying attention,
say something about Beyonce.
His opinions reflect his and not mine.
Say something
we
about
may concur
Beyonce.
in some things, but when you do attack one of us, let it be that bitch. Actually, we need the views and we need the attacks. So if you are listening, Barbs, come for her, please. I beg you. I encourage you. I will even pay some of y'all. May not be that much. Maybe $1, if that. Oh, I'm done now. I'm done. He's giving me that mean mug, like, bitch, really?
Okay. So
think about that. Do it for the views, Joel. Insult her.
So on next week's episode, when I get my new host,
please and thank you, bitch. I'll bow out gratefully. Bye. Gracefully.
But like I said, the Beehive, those bitches will come. Those bitches will ruin your life. I'm not even worried about the Barbs.
They'll
those
ruin your life, your credit, your job, your
They'll ruin
resume.
everything. So even though Beyonce and I are not.
So anyways, back to the queen that I was talking about, Miss Rihanna. She's preggers. She made the official announcement. And A$AP Rocky is the daddy. But that kind of made Drake a little salty. He even unfollowed A$AP on Instagram, which the whole internet noticed.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Every man on the planet is
I wonder what those people are doing, like the ones that notice shit like that. He unfollowed him. I'm like, you got that much time on your fucking hands to worry about who unfollowed who on social media, girl?
I'm gonna tell you right now, all of social media, all the men on social media are upset and pissed off that she is pregnant.
It's about time.
Because they wanted to impregnate her.
I love how you're saying, as the people are walking by, they want to impregnate.
They did. I'm just telling the facts. They did. All these men are making TikTok videos and all over Instagram talking about, that's supposed to be my baby. I'm upset. How dare you, Rihanna?
You're yelling again to the neighborhood.
How dare you?
Bring it
the
down.
audacity. They're going gay for Rihanna.
They better.
No, they better not. Y'all leave us gays out of this.
We did nothing to you.
We did nothing to you. I'm sorry y'all weren't able to get close to her. A$AP obviously had the...
A$AP.
A$AP. Hey, more power to you, brother. You broke that. She said she was never going to hook up with a man.
I found out the other day that the A$AP Rocky, the what A$AP means in the name, because he has it all caps $, AP, like A$AP, like as soon as possible. But it doesn't stand for that. For him, it stands for always striving proper. So he's always striving proper Rocky.
We learned something new about Rihanna's husband.
He's striving.
Boyfriend?
That's her boyfriend at the moment, yeah.
Boyfriend?
I wouldn't doubt they're going to get married. I wouldn't doubt it.
Why?
Why not? I mean, also, they got a lot. She's got a lot to lose if she marries him. If that prenup better be signed, girl. Hey, girl.
That's why it's better if they just...
She's worth $1 billion and he's not. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're going to get
a billionaire...
And she's got a lot to lose. I mean, and at this point now, it's going to be a kid. So whatever she does, if they ever come down to that, I'm sure it has to benefit the child one way or the other. But she better be legally protected, regardless of what state she lives in. I feel like she has a good, solid legal team that's going to be like, A$AP, sweetie, sign these pet documents saying you can't claim shit, even if y'all get divorced.
You know what? I don't mean no harm.
It's kind of like the Kim and Kanye divorce. Like, they knew they were both famous going into it. They both knew they had their own, and so they made their own little agreement. Like, hey, this is if we get divorced, you get this, I get that, and we call it good. There's no more, no less.
I don't mean no harm, Rihanna. I really don't. But if she's in the billionaire club now, so if A$AP suddenly disappeared after a while, that's all I'm saying.
I just want to let the Navy know that's the Rihanna fan club. That anything he says is his opinion alone.
I'm just saying, she got what she wanted was
do
a baby.
Do not attack me. Do not come for me. Come for her. She's the one. She's making these death threats, not me.
If she got her sperm donor, so
this sun is beaming on my back, mamas.
I told you I wanted to sit in the sun.
No, you did say that. We picked the sun shifted over time. We were here we've been here 30 minutes now, so it shifted a little.
Okay, he came over to my house at 1:30. It is now
I was early.
almost 4 o'clock.
Almost.
Because we have drive around. We went to 8 different spots. We had to go get an extension cord. We had to do all this other stuff.
We sure did. But you know what? This is what I was telling you earlier. This is the learning experiences, because we were going to buy this regardless at one point or another. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that, but it prepares us now for future shows. Like if we come back next week and do this again, hello. If we come back and do it next week, then now we have all the equipment we need to set it up and go. And I like that we can set up and go like this. Like this is cute to me. I like this.
Well, speaking of shows, the Oscar nominations came out.
Ooh.
And
let
me tell you something. I am actually.
There's a lot of upset people.
I'm a little satisfied with what I saw.
Really? When
it came. Now, Best Picture, I'm going to be honest. I saw 2 of the movies on there. I saw Power of the Dog.
Okay.
Excellent movie.
What's that about?
Excellent movie. It's a Western.
Okay.
And I'm not going to give too many spoilers. It's on Netflix. Go see it. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. It's a long movie. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
In this day and age, y'all butts are sitting in seats for 2-3 hours watching movies.
I keep telling y'all, the movie theaters is going to die out. They're going to die out.
Butts are sitting there for 2 or 3 hours. In fact, Power of the Dog, I'm sitting at home watching this, and I'm like, you know what? I need 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I needed to get up and make a snack, and I need some time to absorb what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Because it's a long-ass movie. Movies are so long
Yeah, they are.
And they're ridiculous. I saw the Gucci film that you were talking about.
What'd you think of it?
God awful. The most awful thing I have ever seen that went on for 2 hours and 45
now, imagine being
minutes.
in the movie theater watching that. I told my boyfriend, I was like, bitch, like, this could have been at home streaming type of movie. This is not a come to the theater. I slept through that one, too.
I was angry after this movie.
For sleeping through the movies, girl.
I was angry. I was like, I can't believe I said I was annoyed.
Yeah.
Because Jared Leto, oh my God.
He's a good actor, though. Give him some credit. That motherfucker can act.
I don't know what to say. I think we're on different planes because I did not see that.
You did not like it? You did not like his? I thought his acting was good.
I did not. Neither did I think Lady Gaga's acting was that great. I did not.
It was decent. Hers was decent. I didn't think it was the greatest either.
And you know what? She campaigned super hard
for Gucci
for a nomination and got snubbed. Which I giggled. I'm sorry, I did. I love you, Lady Gaga, but I giggled because I'm like, no, girl, no, not for this movie. No, ma'am. You do not even sit here and think that you deserved Best Actress for this role because you did not. It was god awful.
But it definitely pissed off a lot of people. Like every fucking nomination that comes out every year, it pisses off a fuckload of people.
You know, a lot of people actually got pissed off at Look Up. Look Up was nominated
Leo DiCaprio and somebody
else nominated for Best Picture. A lot of people were upset, and there were some people saying that
but
the new Spider-Man movie should have been.
Leo's in cahoots with a lot of Hollywood elites and celebrities, and so I'm not surprised his shit gets always nominated.
It was 50-50.
He's an A-lister, and he stays A-list, and he's always in the parties. He needs to know who of know who's. And
This to me was a surprise to me because the Rotten Tomato scores were not that great from the critics.
Yeah.
The audience score was very contentious. This movie was very contentious, and I thought it was a fantastic film. By the way,
you actually pay attention to Rotten Tomato scores? I've seen them, but I don't really.
I do because
is
you know
that
what?
The people's point of view, or is that
no? It's you get critic score, and that could be anywhere from I think that's over 100 critics, maybe more.
Okay,
and then you get an audience score.
Like versus like who?
Yeah, exactly.
If the opinion matches the popular
exactly.
opinion.
So. Like I said, the Rotten Tomato score for Look Up was not that great on the critic side, and it was not that great on the audience side. So this movie got nominated for Best Picture, which pissed off a lot of people. I thought it was
Jimmy Kimmel called it out too.
But this was a very polarizing movie, and I understand why it was polarizing because it really called out the stupidity that we're going through right now with politics, the pandemic, all this other stuff. And it didn't do so in that way. But using the meteor as a metaphor for everything that's going on right now, I think was a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Was it a little preachy? At times it was.
Oh, was it? Oh.
At times it was. But I think it hit the right notes.
They're talking about, global warming and all that stuff? Oh,
yeah. Okay. And so it was a little preachy at times. And I get why it was so preachy at times. But it was still a solid movie and some solid performances. I don't think I don't think there's any person who... There's no actresses or actors who were nominated from this movie, which is okay. It's still a fantastic movie. I suggest you see it. And like I said, I know you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Okay.
And like I said, I loved it. I got exactly what he was talking about in this movie, and I loved it.
Okay.
The other movies I have not seen yet. The only movie that I'm currently... actually, there's two.
I'm horrible. That's why I'm not saying much about movies. I'm horrible about keeping up with movies. Unless they're the popular ones that just came out, and even then...
I'm curious about Licorice Pizza, which is on Hulu.
Oh.
Now, that has been also getting slammed pretty hard for its content. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that.
I think we're on somebody's social media.
And, what's the other one? I'm sorry, I got lost. Licorice Pizza
and something else.
It'll come to me in a minute. But for the most part, like I said, Power of the Dog. Please, please, please see this movie. It is an amazing movie. It is an emotional roller coaster ride. It does deal with toxic masculinity.
Oh, okay. I like those kind of movies.
On a level that I've never seen.
I'm going to write that one down.
And using the Western as a background for this was amazing.
What's it called?
Power of the Dog. Benedict Cumberbatch is good. Let me see. Kirsten Dunst is good in this movie.
She's back? That bitch is back.
She is nominated for Best Supporting Actress for this movie.
About time.
So I'm very proud of her because her role could have been minimized to the point where it was slightly caricature.
Yeah.
But she made that role hers.
She bad a queen.
She really did. She really did.
Snap.
Mm-hmm. And the young man in the movie whose name I do not know, and I apologize if y'all are watching, just let me know in the comments. That's fine. But the young man in this movie, who is the, I'm not going to say the foil, but the antithesis of Benedict Cumberbatch's character, because he's a little more, where Benedict is doing the whole macho Superman thing, where the younger character is a bit more
you have a piece of hair on your
laid back,
on your eyelash. The other one.
A little bit more.
There you go. You got it.
I would say a little bit more feminine on a certain level. He had some feminine qualities, and the dichotomy of that.
The toxic masculinity and the feminine side. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that.
It's an amazing film, and Benedict Cumberbatch, you should win an Oscar. You really should.
He should. He's a great actor.
Now, there's some pretty good actors on the Best Actors list. You have Will Smith for King Richard. I haven't seen King Richard
I still haven't. That's the movie with the
Serena
and Venus Williams.
Biopic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've not
Is it a
seen
biopic, though? Because it's about their father.
It's about them. They produced it and documented it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they produced it. They produced it and paid for it and everything. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to just Google a little bit here. Y'all,
Google
this is why Google is your friend, y'all.
Period.
This is why Google is your friend. If you want to know something right away, Google is your friend. So I'm going to look up...
and in the meantime, I'm going to ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Could we end up in a war, which is what you wrote down, question mark. Could we end up in the war, question mark?
Question mark. Could we? We probably could.
And just to be clear,
you're
referencing the United States and Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Which has been prophesized to be our third world war, by the way.
Which, it's not looking good.
It's supposed to be a bad one, too.
It's not looking good. And I don't know what to tell you. By the way, you're old enough to be drafted.
I am 36, boo.
Mm-hmm.
I did sign up when I turned 18.
Yep.
You have to sign legally. You have to, by law, you have to sign up.
Mm-hmm. So,
but I think they have enough people in the armed services that
they have enough people.
By the time they get to me, they'll be like, "Do you have time? Excuse me, can we talk to be our Lord Savior?" And that can be that. Shut the door. Love my country.
Mm-hmm. You know, I sent my cousin a little bit of information about that, and there was something on there that I Googled, and it said that they could go up to 60 if they need to.
Really?
And that means that men with families and all this other stuff. Now, by the way, that was a bill that was during World War II. By the way,
holy shit.
I think that's long past.
And now we're also at a point too where like women are allowed to fight for the war too.
Women,
so compared to World War II, back then women weren't allowed.
That's something that's now being discussed now. Women could end up
now women have the same equal rights in the army as men do.
Women could end up in selective
I
service
think we'll
as
be
well.
fine by the time they try to get to me. We got females out there and male that, or anybody in any sexual orientation, any gender. You qualify, boo. You don't have to get me. I will support you. Trust.
Yes, exactly. I'll make war bonds.
We have our trans members of the military service. We have our gay, straight, men, women, dogs, horses, cats, whatever.
Whatever you need my support on.
And we're in 2022. Anybody can fight. So y'all good.
Y'all good. Y'all don't.
Good. Gen Z be ready to go.
Y'all don't need to be coming this way just yet.
They should just have Gen Z go after.
And I'm gonna be honest. Right now, the best I can do is work in an office in the field. That's
Girl, the best I can do is make y'all a drink on the field. That's the best that I can do. You need a cocktail? I got you.
I can work in the office's quarters.
There's other ways you can pay, Daddy. Ooh,
But
can you imagine getting locked up in the army with all those men's?
But back to the Oscars. You know what? You know what movie?
No, back to this fantasy. Mamas.
Okay, calm it down now. We're in the
Can you
park.
imagine, girl? All the trade.
You are in the park talking about trade.
You right. I'm going to tone it down. Dick. Just yelling out. Dick. Peanuts.
So,
people are starting to leave because it went from being like really fresh to now being
well,
really...
it's almost 4 o'clock, and sun goes down a little earlier. And people have probably been out here.
So,
all
how do you
day.
feel about this war situation? Because this is what I know about the war. This is because I try not to get too involved in the politics or too much in the news because it consumes you. It can consume you if you become too. God damn, the sun is on me, bitch. I think I have an umbrella. No, I don't. Anyways, so Russia wants to take over Ukraine, and it had to do with something with the United Nations because Ukraine wanted to be a part of the United Nations, and Russia was like, no, you're not.
Ukraine wants to be a part of the European Union.
Oh, okay, and Russia said no?
And Russia does not like that. They want the old USSR back. So they want all the countries that they used to have back.
Oh.
And
So
all the other countries said, hell no, we don't want to go back.
This is a power play. This is a power move.
So Ukraine, this is a power move for them. So right now, this is what they are. And Vladimir Putin, he just wants to start some mess. He does. Russia is no longer an economic power for anybody to worry about. It is China and the United States.
Yep.
So Russia is not an economic power.
What was their power anyway?
Russia
Oil?
Honestly, Russia feels like, the only thing we're good for is, I guess,
the
war.
Kardashians.
I guess that's it. That's
Hello.
what Russia feels like.
How we doing, guys?
But I don't, honestly, I don't understand why Russia would even
now,
want to
do you
cause
think
all
we're going
this.
into a third world war? Because it's been prophesized, too, that... Hold on, let me check the camera, because I think she went out.
Uh-oh. Camera went out, y'all. We have camera issues. Did she go out?
Stop recording.
Okay. I thought you charged the battery up.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I can delete.
Okay. Are you going to be able to catch up with the... Yeah. Okay. She going to stitch it together. We still going to have video, y'all. She going to stitch it together. But while she's doing that, let's go back just a little bit to the Academy Awards. We'll get back on the war talk in just a second. But I was surprised. I'm not surprised to see Dune on this list. Dune.
Okay, we're back.
If you have HBO Max, also watch Dune. I think I'm going to sit down and watch that. But once again, these movies are too long sometimes.
Okay.
A movie now is a commitment. That's your whole day gone.
Literally.
That is literally your whole day gone. So that's gonna be Hollywood. Y'all need to figure something out. I'm okay with Marvel having these big epic movies.
Hollywood, just call me already, okay?
But,
and then I can come save y'all and be in all y'all
can
movies.
we go back to maybe our 45-minute movies, our 30-minute movies? We don't need 5 hours.
Only if they're big cinematic movies, like where action's involved or something important, like you're telling a really good story. But if it's just a House of Gucci for 2 hours, girl, tone it the fuck down,
Tone it the
please.
fuck. You could have told that story in an hour and 30 minutes. And we
Or
would have been fine.
let's just stick to releasing straight to streaming, which I'm starting to get used to, which I'm starting to love, because now you don't have to go. And don't get me wrong, I miss the movie theater experience, but like I keep saying, y'all, it's gonna die out soon.
I'm not going to stop going to the movies for now. I think for now, my best experiences are at the movies. I went to when I went to see Spider-Man, the latest Spider-Man movie,
Right.
I was glad to be sitting in the audience
Period.
because I think that's a movie experience.
I'm thirsty. You want your drink?
Oh, I drank that drink.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I drank, girl, I had cotton mouth. The moment I got up this morning. Mm-hmm.
Because your mouth stay wet.
Mm-hmm.
More ways than one.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
But yeah, I'm just glad to see certain movies that are worthy of nomination.
Correct.
Instead of movies that I'm like, why is that movie there?
So then, skipping back over to the Russia subject.
Back to Russia, yo.
So we understand that we may go a third world war. Be ready for that, y'all. I honestly don't think I'll get drafted. I really don't. If I do, I'll be glad to defend the country, serve for the country in whichever capacity I can. Just know that my capacity is limited. Mm-hmm. I'll be a good bartender if you hire me for that. Mm-hmm.
I'll be in Mexico.
Oh, this bitch. This bitch running away from her duty.
That's fine. I'll be in Mexico.
How dare you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say in Mexico, but I'll be in Mexico.
That part. Mm-hmm. And then, but yeah, I think now in 2022, because we have so many, it's not like the old World War, like last World War was World War II, where there was different time, different era, women couldn't fight. Nowadays, anybody can fight. And so I think we'll be okay as far as drafting goes. And you got people signing up every goddamn day, so like, come on. Let's talk about the next subject. You said, here we go again, another police shooting, another sleeping victim, 16-year-old murder for changing his hair color. Okay. And is this the same one where I was telling you in the car?
Okay, first of all, in my notes, okay, so we're going to talk about what happened in Minneapolis. Yes. That's the shooting victim. The 16-year-old happened here in Houston, and that's an LGBT possible hate crime. Because even though, and his parents said, even though this kid isn't gay or didn't come out to them as gay, he liked to change his hair color.
Yeah.
He was minding his own business. He was taking out the trash.
And got shot for that.
And a couple of homophobes started calling him names and all this other stuff. Beat him up. Went back to his apartment. I think they stabbed him or what have you.
Oh, my God.
In his own house. He called for his mama. By the time his mama got there and tried to do CPR, he was already gone. They want it listed as a hate crime because the people who did it assumed that he was gay because he likes to change his hair color. Wow, and his hair was purple in the picture.
Fucking
I'm like,
bitch,
so
honestly.
We have, and see, this is the problem. And this, I guess,
that shit saddens me, and even in this time, in this age.
I think it really goes back to maybe a little point we were talking about.
Do you remember? Do you know his name or anything like that?
Let's look it up real quick. But it saddened me because here we are. We were just talking about toxic masculinity and power of the dog, and here we go. Someone getting killed because they wanted to change their hair color.
That's fucking sad. Who the hell is
because we are at this point in life where it's suddenly become your business to worry about what somebody else does with their hair or their nails or if they're wearing a dress.
Is there? Now, here's a valid question: was it simply that where it was like somebody targeted him because of his? They thought he was gay. And
yes.
Or was it something that was there history there?
No.
He knew them from somewhere. There was a bully. They just took it too far.
No, it was. He was once again. Minding his own business, taking out the trash.
Just being black.
No, he was Hispanic.
Just being Hispanic.
He was Hispanic.
Oh, man, poor kid.
Yeah. I'm going to look it up, and I'm going to give y'all the whole story, but...
and then there was the one in Minneapolis where, like, one of the people that were... the girl stood up to the chief of police and the mayor of Minneapolis during the live press conference and called them out on their bullshit. That one was epic. So let me show you... Let me play the audio that I got from that.
Now, this is part 2 of Nakima Levy.
Wait, this is part 2. Let me do part 1. Because part 1 was good. Made me look up part 2, bitch.
Now, what are we looking... Part 2 of... What am I saying? What are we talking about?
Take a listen as Nakima Levy Armstrong interrupts the chief of police and the mayor's press conference on Amir Locke.
Let them have it, girl.
Priceless.
No, do not. Okay, I'm not a threat. I don't have a gun. Okay? Don't treat me like I'm a threat. This is what I would call the anatomy of a cover-up. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry. It is. When I agreed to work with you on the work group, we talked about the importance of transparency
Yeah.
and accountability. And here, what we are seeing is business as usual. And you know this, Amelia. You know this, Jacob.
Bitch, and she called out the chief of police and the mayor on a press
I
conference.
couldn't sleep at night.
Because they were just trying to brush it off.
From a mother's perspective, thinking about what happened. I saw the picture of Amir. He looks like a boy. My son is 17 years old. He has slept on his friends' couches for sleepovers. So we cannot sit here and whitewash this and pretend that it's okay.
Damn.
You knew that I was not going to stand for police violence and a push for accountability, yet you asked me to be a part of the work group. And I knew what I thought I was signed up for. This isn't what I've signed up for. I understand if you're not comfortable having me continue to co-chair. That's your prerogative. I signed up to help.
Her voice was shaking and everything, but she spoke up, Mama.
We're tired of the cover-ups. We're tired of the excuses. And to hide behind the St. Paul Police Department, the deadliest police force in the state of Minnesota, is unacceptable. You all had no business agreeing to carry out a warrant, and now you're claiming that's part of their investigation. You don't know. Well, why the hell did you all sign up to do this in the first place?
Yep.
There was a homicide that happened at 1 something in the morning on Hennepin Avenue. Someone was killed, and then the person drove away in a black SUV. They're still at large in Minneapolis, potentially a threat to residents.
Correct.
But you all go do something for St. Paul Police, and now you're trying to hide behind that decision.
Yep.
It's not acceptable. We are ready for change. When the
Period.
people
She called it out. She told them. She let them have it. I was like, yes, queen. Yes, queen.
It's about time because, once again, this is Minneapolis. Yo,
I love
again,
where we are in part of history where, like, people can speak up for their own groups. People of color can speak up for their own groups. They no longer have to stay silent about anything. Like, things can just be people. And that kind of shit right there, where she called it whitewash, that shit gets called out. And, you know, because this would have been a whole different era, she would have got lynched by now.
Because this was a no-knock warrant, which I still don't understand. They can literally just come to your front. Now, here's what I heard from that story. Laying in bed, in his own house, he is registered to have a gun.
Yep.
Where's the NRA? By the way, where's the NRA?
In that scenario. Nowhere, because it was a young black man.
Where's the NRA?
It's like
he was registered to have a gun. So
It's
where's
like I
the
saw
NRA?
this podcast that this guy was like, as soon as black people start having these automatic rifles and carrying them around just as proudly as does the NRA people, I'm sorry to say it this way, but like the gun freaks, the white dudes that like love the rifles and the shit. As soon as black people start buying those kind of guns and displaying them and carrying them the same exact way they do, that's when gun law changes.
Yeah, exactly.
Until then, oh no, they let them have their freedoms, let them have their rights.
No, y'all are hypocrites. Y'all got Kyle Rittenhouse running up and down the street with a shotgun shooting
NRA
people.
is just, like, I agree to an extent. I'm not going to condemn everybody that owns a gun. Because
But here's a man who was in his own house, asleep in his bed, thought somebody was breaking in his house, reached to get a gun, and he got shot.
Yeah, that part.
He didn't know what was going on. And you know what?
not.
I've heard all kind of people, well, he shouldn't have been doing this and that. He was asleep in his bed in his own house. How many stories have we heard about somebody being asleep in the bed in their own house?
That's why I'm so
This is
over
the
it.
third one.
That's why I stopped watching police videos on TikTok because they riled me up. They emotionally got me all bothered. And I was just like, I'm not for it.
I mean, you can't even...
I skip them.
I
just
this...
straightforward skip them.
I am usually not this person, but I say this. I am a black man who lives alone. Hearing these stories make me fear for my life in my own home.
Yeah, of course.
In my own home. Because they can make a mistake with one of my neighbors.
They could. They really
I could be asleep in bed or watching TV or... I'm gonna try to make a little humor in this. Or doing something that, men like to do. And then somebody will come in and just throw...
Pull your hands up. Let your dick go.
I don't think...
Sorry.
I don't think in Houston there is a such thing as no-knock warrants.
I hope
so
not.
I don't think that we have to worry about that. But the fact that it happened in Dallas, it happened to Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
And here we go again with another one. Just don't knock on the door. Just break in. And people who legally have a gun get shot. And like I said, the NRA is nowhere to be found.
Nope.
All
of
these
course
people,
not. They never are. When anything guns goes related, when children take guns to school and shoot up in middle school, it's never. They never show up to say, "Oh, hey, y'all," ever. So what I need people of color to do, including brown, black, and everybody in between, start buying all these automatic weapons, start carrying them around proudly. God, I'm sorry I'm saying it like that, but it's like that's the only time we're going to see gun results, gun changes, gun law changes, and
which is sad. Which is a
It's
sad state
as
of
fuck.
affairs to know that the NRA is racist.
It is. Oh, it is.
It's a
Fuck
racist
yeah.
organization.
Fuck yeah.
We might as well just call it out right now. It's a racist organization.
But if you guys want to sponsor us, please contact us privately, and then we might take back what we said.
No, we won't. It's a racist organization.
But Joel, we need the money.
No, we don't. It's a racist.
No,
I'm not
we
fixing to
don't.
be no Candace Owens on here. No,
His opinions are his.
No.
And they're not.
I'm not fixing to be. There's not going to be no Candace Owens going on over
Come
here.
back on the next episode next week. So I love the NRA. The NRA is that you're like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Last week you said, I know, but I regret what I said, and I've changed my views. Do you like my new car?
Can you imagine?
Girl,
oh my
the
god! And then you be looking at me like, "Girl,
Where's your car? Oh, that's right.
did you just buy a car?" Yes.
Cash, bitch. Cash.
I ran into a little extra cash. Girl, you been broke for months, and you just went out and bought a brand new car.
Period.
Bitch, you better tell me what's going on.
Right. Let me know. Period.
And then you're like, you know what? Well, it was nice being on the show.
It was a warm day.
It was
On a
nice. I'm just
sunny-
gonna be in the background from now.
Okay. Come in with my new Gucci coat. Hey, girl.
No, it's not gonna be no Candace Owens up in here. No, thank you.
Mamas.
Mamas.
I love you to death, but I am burning up like a motherfucker.
Are you?
Can we just go ahead and end the show or something? Because where I'm sitting at, the sun is hitting my back directly. And all of this is...
Oh, I'm starting to feel the sun, and it feels so
I am
good.
overheating at this point,
It
and
feels so
I'm
good.
about to, like...
See, this is what happens when you have a little bit more melanin. Now, he has melanin, but I have a little bit more melanin.
I didn't get too tan this summer, this past summer, because normally I can resist, but this time I'm like, girl, I'm feeling... literally, the sun is beaming on my back. My body's temperature went up. I'm over here
I'm
like...
going to be honest.
That's why I was like, earlier, I was like, I need a drink, because I'm, like, warming up over here.
Oh, we're going to have to get a drink after this. But I was more worried about the fact that your car has been running this
fine.
entire time. I know.
I've camped out with her before, letting her run. And
I know.
whatnot.
You got an SUV. You got your little GMC. He's a typical Texan.
Ow.
Got his GMC.
To run. But that's the second time they circled around.
I guess they're trying to find a place to park.
Where? There's plenty of parking.
Well, I don't. Girl.
They circling twice. Maybe they're trying to come over here and have a picnic, and they're like, we don't want to be in their video.
Well, we started talking about the NRA. Maybe they coming for us, girl.
That's it.
We-
That was
that's the-
those are our FBI guys. Two blonde ladies.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. And it's two white women, so
That's
it's
who our
probably
FBI. That's who our FBI people are.
it's probably a couple of Karens getting ready to read
Alexa,
us, girl.
call her back. Tell her interview.
Alexa, are podcasts allowed at a public park?
Honestly, we don't know. We'll find out next week when we don't come back and we've been sued. This might be the last episode. Enjoy it.
We'll probably come back up here and see signs that say no podcasting, please.
Okay, no recording video of any kind.
Even though the video is just on us.
Period.
Hey, nobody be... Y'all will not see any people from Houston
At
on any
all.
kind of video, so don't worry.
So, girl.
And I'm talking to my Houston residents mostly. Y'all not going to be on video, so don't worry.
Period. Look, it's been a great show, mamas. I think so. What do you think?
I think it's been a rather interesting show.
It
I think
has.
we've been in the park. We've been enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
Everything has been
Hello.
fun.
Hello.
And we are just having a lovely day. People have waved and said hello. we've done... I mean, I have had a lovely day. I think we should do it at Herman Park next time.
I'm down.
I think we should do...
Although
I think I wanna-
logistically, it might be a little difficult. Because here we're using the cord, and I don't know.
Well, we can scout the park out because there's usually some areas where people plug shit in.
Oh, that's true.
So we could probably do it in the park. Cause
I'm down to do
the
it.
bigger parks will usually have places where you can plug
They have
shit in.
plenty of picnic tables. I'm just saying that's why we need those portable chargers.
Girl, everybody's on chargers now. You got to have places to plug that
Okay,
shit.
mama, then give me. Okay, we'll talk about this
You
off
got to
air.
have places to plug that stuff. So
Period.
these parks are coming up when it comes to having that,
They're on the cover.
having technology in the park that we can use. Like hell, I think Memorial Park has its own Wi-Fi if I remember correctly.
Really?
I think so.
Shit.
And Memorial Park is the largest park in Houston.
Girl,
so.
we can't even go to a park to get away from shit. Now we have to connect at the park. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of going to a park?
Well,
girl, I can't with you technology people.
Well, I'm okay with it. I mean,
who's that daddy walking this way? Anyways.
Okay. Here he is, looking at daddies. Looking at daddies walking. I have seen several men who have been.
But girl, I'm burning up. If you
But
don't
she's
mind,
burning up.
I love
I'm trying to
y'all.
make it.
I really am trying to look. We made it to the hour by the seconds.
Okay.
Look,
We have 8 seconds. Can you make it 7 more seconds?
yes, I can.
Can you make it 7 more
So,
seconds?
thank you guys for watching. We love you. This is a new experiment that we're doing at the park. Hopefully, you guys like this. And we're gonna, I'm down for doing it at Herman Park or wherever next. We can do the same setup over there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Houston Summers, we might have to rethink that because.
True. True. We're doing this because the weather's cooler now.
Spring, we don't have a problem with it, but Houston Summers.
It's too humid. We might do car episodes. We might do that.
We might do a car. I think we're going to spend a lot more time at the
With the
studio
AC on.
with the AC on than
Blasting.
anything else.
So,
We might get brave and go out in the woods somewhere, but that's another
different
episode. All right, girl. It's time to wrap it up.
Yes, mamas. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank
Please
y'all for watching.
like, follow, share, all that gay stuff. We love you. Follow us on social media. Please roast us, comment us, whatever.
So, of course, just wherever we're at, you can reach us. You can DM us if you need to. Julio and I will
make sure it's only business, because
make sure it's only business.
People
Now, if
who
you
are
want to do
messaging
anything
in
else,
outside of business on the personal,
we have our own. We have our own, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's a little background. That's a little shade.
That's a little shade, but yes, we have our own social media as well. So,
period. All right, toodles to you,
Although,
bitches.
Stay out of her DMs because her boyfriend will get upset.
Yeah, he will.
So,
all right, toodles to you, bitches.
Toodles.
Ow.
And love you. Bye.
Peace.
This show is sponsored by Tubi's Woodworking. Tubi gives you wood. Also brought to you by Bitch Boy Undies. Get you a pair or else. You can follow the show on most social media at That Lil Gay Talk Show. Check out the website, thatlilgaytalks.com. Music and vocals by Jamie D of Diamond Cut Entertainment.